Welcome back to the Young Crumbs podcast. My name's Michael.
My name's Sean.
How have you been, Sean?
Pretty good, Michael. How about yourself?
I've been okay.
What episode is it?
69.
Nice.
Wait till 4 minutes and 20 rolls around and we're going to have a little celebration.
We'll cut it short.
I've got a stripper coming.
That's it.
We'll do a line of crack out of her ass cheeks.
That sounds great. That's a great way to celebrate on a Monday afternoon.
And then we'll get the show on the road.
That sounds good.
Last week,
yeah,
I hyped up.
Oh, yeah.
I hyped up the chips. The chip tier list.
We're going to do a chip tier list.
I think
all like not hot chips, like packeted chips.
Yeah. I was looking into it, and it's kind of hard to narrow it down because there's a lot of like chip brands.
There's a lot of chip
There's
brands.
heaps.
There's a lot of chip brands.
So the way I judged it is basically, if I've had it, then it's common enough.
Fair enough.
Okay,
that's fair enough.
Because you could look at the chip aisle, and there's probably a lot of things in there that you haven't even tried because no one picks them up.
But a lot of them are varieties of each other. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like there's random Red Rock Deli brands that you're like, oh, well, I've never had that.
Well, there's like Smith's, there's like Kettle, which is a lot of the same flavors, and then there's like, so I've done Smith's, and Red Rock Deli. They're the only like potato chip brands. Yeah, I've got some Doritos, I've got Pringles,
Kettle on there, or
Twisties. Well, I was going to do Kettle, but I just want to say a blanket statement.
Okay.
That if Kettle does the same flavor as Smith's in anything, it's better. I think Kettle chips across the board are better.
Yeah,
but they're less
have to
common.
agree with that.
They're less common. I don't think many people pick up Kettle because if you're going for a Kettle style chip, you're just going to Red Rock Deli.
You're just going to go to Red Rock Deli.
You know what I mean?
They're very similar, Red Rock Deli and Kettle.
So Smith's I've got is like that. You know, that's the base. That's
this would be very
chip.
confusing to any international listeners, but that's okay.
Think of like Smith like Lay's probably.
Yeah,
I think that's
probably. You never had it. It's something like that.
Yeah. So. Chips tier list.
Chips tier list. All right. So you've got it open there.
Yeah.
Are you going to read them out and then we'll just decide where they go?
Yep. So
what are the lists again?
Tiers S, A, B, C, D.
Cool.
S is superior.
Yeah.
And then A, B, C,
pretty
D.
Good.
Whatever.
B's average. Yeah. What's the bottom? C?
D.
D.
D's the lowest. Okay. So you got five tiers basically.
All right.
Okay. So the first chip.
All right.
Is the HMS Adelaide.
The what?
Fuck. No, wrong list. I got my ships up.
I was like, what is that bread? I've never... And then you're like, I got my ships up. Ignore that awful joke. Continue. What is the first chip one, Michael? Chip, not chips.
Burger rings.
I'm not a big fan of burger rings.
I'm not either. I think they're quite low.
I'd honestly put them D tier. I rarely go, ooh, I want some burger rings. It's like, nah. You know? It's like, nah.
Every time someone's offered me a burger ring and I've taken them, I'm always just a little bit disappointed there's not more to it.
Correct.
You know, they kind of, fresh out the packet, they almost taste stale.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know what I mean? So we're talking D tier burger rings.
I'd put burger rings D tier.
Okay,
tier.
I would agree. Yeah. I don't think burger rings are very good.
It's not very often I'm like, oh man, I'd love a burger ring right now. It's never been that case.
Now, do we want to do brands? Do we want to do like all the Smith's chips and then all the Red Rock Delis, or just jump around?
We'll just jump around.
I think just jump around.
We'll just jump around.
We've got Smith's barbecue.
Ooh, I'd put that C tier. It's not bad.
I think
they're pretty good.
I think it's a good middle.
But like but like honestly, when's the last time you've been to a party or a gather and someone's bought Kettle barbecue? That's one of my most least common ones.
No, I don't even know if there is a Kettle barbecue, but this is Smith's barbecue.
Oh, sorry, Smith's barbecue. Yeah. They taste alright though. I have had them,
and I think with Red Rock Deli that came through, you know, Smith's used to be the GOAT, and now I think Red Rock Deli's like everyone's favourite brand.
But Red Rock Deli's got a more premium sort of... Kettle's just a bit like cheaper, whereas Red Rock Deli's got those nice gourmet ones or whatever.
Yeah. But when you compare now like a Red Rock Deli barbecue to a Smith's barbecue, it really pushes Smith's down.
It really pushes Smith's down.
Okay.
So where would we agree on that one? I said C as well.
C. So that's we'll like fourth last, basically.
Pretty much.
Cheese and bacon balls.
Oh, pretty good.
They're
good. Quite tasty. I'd put them A tier.
I think A tier too, because every time they do come out, which is pretty rare, I might have cheese. I might dip into a bowl of cheese and bakies once a year. Once a year, maybe.
Who's bought the cheese and bakies?
But when they are there,
you
can't keep your hands off them.
Oh,
and I think
100%.
I think they're A tier, but of a similar sort of thing, right? That you don't see them very often, but when they do, Cheezels.
Cheezels are pretty good.
They're S tier for me.
Yeah,
S? Cheezels are way up there.
Yeah, every time, but it's one of those things where when they come out and you have one, that whole box is gone. You know what I mean? Cheezels so good.
That just speaks volumes about how good they are.
All right, we'll put Cheezels S tier.
I think Cheezels are X tier. They come in a box too.
Even better.
So
not a lot of air in there, so you get your
sound.
It's genius. Whoever's making the Cheezels,
you can stock up too. At least one on every finger.
You know, maybe two. No worry about it getting crushed in the bag because it's got a thing
box.
there.
It's a box. All right, here we go. Smith's cheese and onion.
I'd put that just below barbecue.
Just below barbecue. Well, that's D.
Yeah. So I'd put it below barbecue because cheese and onions barely has a taste to it.
Yeah.
Like I remember just going, oh, this is like pretty bland.
Yeah.
It's not.
I'm typically not a huge fan of cheese on like the potato type of chip.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, on a Cheezel it's okay because who knows what that substance is.
I don't think that's cheese.
I don't know what Cheezels are made out of.
I don't know what cheese.
Are they potato? Probably
it comes
not.
from the Cheezel plant.
But do they grow on Cheezel trees?
They grow on Cheezel trees.
But a Smith's cheese and onion,
pretty harsh.
I don't know, like that cheesy, that dusty cheese. I don't know. It doesn't really work for me.
So what do we agree on? D.
D tier, I think.
Yeah. Okay.
Doritos.
Which one?
Cheese Supreme. So the red packet.
The red packet?
Yeah.
I think the red packet's...
I think it's up there.
It's got to be up there. I think the yellow one's better.
Okay. I've got yellow here, nacho cheese.
But I think the reds... I'd put red like A.
I would say they're both A.
Yeah, okay. I'll agree with that.
I'm happy to put both A.
Yeah, we'll put both A.
Just because... I've never had another flavor of Doritos apart from those two.
What other flavors are there? The original ones?
Oh, there's like
You got the original?
I think there's like cheeseburger
red,
and shit.
blue.
What's blue though?
No, not blue. Sorry.
Red and yellow.
Red, yellow, green. There is a blue one, but I don't think I haven't seen it around in a while.
I looked at it and I thought I've never had those, so it's not going on the list.
Correct.
Because if they were good, I would have had them by now.
That's so true.
So I think Doritos, red and yellow, supreme cheese, and nacho cheese.
Toes. Continue.
No, that's where you put the Cheezels. You put the Cheezels on your toes because they're
Cheezel toes.
Cheetos.
What?
We don't do Cheetos. We have Twisties though, which are quite similar.
Twisties.
Which brings me to my next chip.
Twisties? Really?
Twisties.
Twisties are like the exact same thing for me as cheese and bacon balls, where you don't see them too often, but they're so good.
But they're when
nice
they do come
crunchy.
out, I would say Twisties are S tier for me. Because if I'm getting chips,
I'll do that.
And I see a packet of Twisties, I almost always pick them.
Only the red flavor though. The green one's not very good.
I often discuss Twisties chicken with people.
Yeah.
I don't think Twisties chicken is anywhere near as good as the red.
100%.
It's not even good.
No, it's not nice.
That chicken flavor just doesn't. It's like if you mixed chicken flavoring with like.
It just doesn't go. They just don't complement each other. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like the color they are.
Yeah.
Look at the color they are, and imagine that as a flavor. That's what you're tasting. Yeah. So I think a lot of people love them though. So I think C tier, not quite D.
No, I think put it down to D. If you like green Twisties, please let us know because I'm curious. And if you do, unfollow us because that's just not allowed around here.
Okay, on the
that's a red flag.
On the topic of chicken flavoring, we've got Smith's chicken.
Oh, that's good. I like a Smith's chicken.
I think a Smith's chicken is good.
I'd put it.
I think B tier. I think smack bang in the middle.
I put B. Like they're good, not great, but good.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. Okay,
I think we're agreeing on all of these. I think there's that's been like just two smart fellas.
I think not many people will look at this list and think, "Oh, that's a bit off."
That's controversial
because as two young white Australian men under 24, we represent most of Australia.
Also,
I think.
Very intelligent too. So
that is true. High IQs and EQs. We're all rounded.
All of them.
Doritos Original.
Now, we had this discussion last week.
Yes.
Do we include original Doritos with salsa? Because if you're having just original Doritos with no salsa, you're a psychopath. You feel me?
Yes.
It's got to have something. Like, that's why. Because there's no real
sometimes
there's no
I like
flavor to it. It needs to have like that. So that's why you get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So so we're taking into the context
Are
of
we
salsa.
putting salsa with this, or is it just them by itself? Because them by itself, I put it on like C, like not the best, but like they're okay. But with salsa, I'd put it on like,
I think an A tier.
I'd like an A. An A is pretty good.
But do you like the other Dorito flavors with salsa as well?
No.
I'm not a fan.
No.
I think
there's too many flavors
They're
there.
enough by themselves.
Needs to be just themselves.
You're enough.
If I want salsa, I'll get the original ones and then have it with the salsa. You feel me?
So shall we do, just because you need some salsa to carry that over,
Yeah.
I think a B tier, right in the middle. Because they're okay by themselves. They're just
good.
A nice
they're
salty,
okay. They're just salty.
And it counts as a vegetable
corn chips.
serving because it's corn.
Yeah, that's true.
That is
What
true.
about that?
Pringles Original. The
Yeah, they're pretty good.
red tube.
The red
I think
tube's
it's up
pretty
there.
good.
See, I've only ever had
Yeah.
I've only had 2 flavors of Pringles.
The red and the green?
Yeah.
Now, the red, I think the red's not as good as the green, but I'd still put it in B.
I would agree. I think Pringles Original are smack bang in the middle.
Also, they're cylinders, there's no air in there. You get your money's worth when you're buying those bad boys. So that's good. That's always a positive.
You just need a friend with small hands.
Yes.
Which is you. For me, that's you.
Give me the Pringles can.
Well, we mentioned the green packet. What do you think? So that's sour cream and onion. I think it's 80.
I'd put it 80.
I think it's 80.
Yeah, I'd put it 80. That's fine. I'm happy with that.
Let's get on to some Red Rock delis.
Okay. Ready.
Sea salt and balsamic vinegar.
Oh, I like that one.
It is just a much better version of Smith's salt and vinegar.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Smith's salt and vinegar.
It's a little bit more premium.
Yeah. It's just it's not as harsh.
Yeah, it's not too vinegary.
Smith's salt and vinegar feel like if you eat a whole pack to yourself, your gums will bleed.
Oh, 100%. And you don't have any taste buds at the end. So you can't taste it. It's just...
Do I have COVID? Or did I just eat a pack of sea salt and vinegar chips?
Do you feel sick? No, I don't taste anything. Have you had any sea salt and vinegar chips recently? I actually did just finish a packet. You don't have COVID.
It's on the COVID questionnaire.
You don't need to be tested if you've had salt and vinegar
so
chips.
Red Rock Deli, balsamic vinegar and sea salt.
I'd put it A tier.
I think A tier as well.
Yeah.
You know what? Because we're going to look at the other Red Rock Deli flavors.
Are they all going to be A tier?
I think we're going to go B tier. Just because I don't think salt and vinegar is like an amazing flavor of chip.
Now, that's a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite, but I've been enjoying it a little bit more.
Yeah, okay.
You want that sort of vinegar taste.
Yep.
But that's the best sort of salt and vinegar chip.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? If I want salt and vinegar, I'd get that one.
Yeah. But for me, I think the highest a salt and vinegar can ever be is a B tier.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Just because I don't know.
I feel like we have too many in the A tier, so I'll put a B tier.
Yeah, we got a good little spread going. We don't have many in the C though.
That's pretty good.
Red Rock Deli.
C. Oh, sorry.
No. Honey soy chicken.
Okay.
S tier. Surely.
Nah, bro. I'm not a big honey soy chicken fan.
What?
Nah. I think they're good chips, but the rave of everybody...
They're the best, potato chip.
I'd have to disagree.
A
I'd put it definitely A or B, not S.
Okay. Well, I think
because that's
S,
I know I'm mostly in the wrong because I know a lot of people love that.
I think they're up. I think they're up there, but because we have to. There's 2 of us to run in this podcast. It's not a one man.
So
show.
I think D.
Okay. Well, let's split the difference and do A.
An A. All right, A's good. We'll put it A. I'm happy with A.
Red Rock Deli, regular sea salt.
See, they're pretty good. It's hard to not put them in the A.
They're just a classic good solid chip. I don't think you can fault them.
You base them off everything. That's the one that you're basing off.
Yeah.
Sea salt.
Maybe we should have done that first.
Yeah, maybe.
I had Red Rock Deli lime and cracked pepper.
They're not bad. They're a bit they're quite light.
I thought I was going to say the same thing.
Wow. We should do a podcast.
They're a good little, if you're not drinking,
don't fill up on cheese kind of scenario.
Yeah,
don't fill up on lime and pepper cracked chips.
I'd
put them
I think B.
I think B's good.
Okay.
B's comfortable.
I accidentally got the pictures wrong, so I'll have to amend it.
Well, later, what's interesting so far is that I think there's no potato chips in the S tier, right? It's just Twisties.
It's Cheezels and Twisties.
Which technically aren't potato chips, but that's okay.
Okay, wait till you feel this, because I think you're going to like this one.
Okay.
Red Rock Deli.
Yeah.
Sweet chili and sour cream.
Oh, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. I don't know. What do you think?
I think they're up there. I would put them on par with honey soy. They're a different sort of flavor.
I prefer them over honey soy, so I'm happy to put that in the S tier if you're happy with that.
I think I'm happy with that.
All right, let's do it. Let's agree. And
now we got
throw it up there.
Smith's salt and vinegar.
Again, I'd put them in the B. No, I'd put them in the D tier.
It's like drinking hydrochloric acid.
Yeah.
So
look,
I think C.
It kills your taste buds. I do like a salt and vinegar chip, but only the Red Rock Deli one.
Red Rock Deli ones. Okay. And last up, we have, second last, Smith's Original.
Ooh.
I think they're a classic.
I'd put them in B.
I think B. Smack bang in the middle. And this one's a bit of a curveball. Veggie Chips.
Ooh, Veggie Chips. That is a bit of a curveball.
They're different.
I'd put them in C. They're all right.
C?
Veggie Chips?
Yeah.
Yeah, C tier.
Like these ones.
Yeah, I know the ones.
Yeah?
Yeah.
They like stick to your tongue?
They're not bad, but it's like, I don't know. What do you think? Where are we going to put them?
You know when you go to a Chinese restaurant and you get given those like...
Oh, the prawn chips?
The prawn chips? They're a little bit like that.
They're like that, but prawn chips are better.
Veggie chips, okay. I think...
Where would you put them?
I was going to say A, because I really like them.
That's too high for
me. But maybe we'll do B or C. Maybe we'll do a B.
All right.
Okay?
Okay.
That wraps up our... So...
That's pretty good.
S tier. Cheezels, Twisties, Red Rock Deli, sweet chili, and sour cream.
You okay?
Yeah.
Getting a bit choked up by it.
I'm just upset honey soy chicken isn't up there. A tier. Cheese and bacon balls, nacho cheese Doritos, cheese supreme Doritos, Pringles.
Yeah.
The green ones, honey soy chicken, and sea salt from Red Rock Deli.
Okay.
I think... No, never mind. Chicken, Smith's.
Yep.
Doritos, red Pringles. All right. Salt and vinegar.
Yep.
Red Rock Deli chips.
This is the C column.
Yep. And lime and cracked pepper.
Cracked pepper.
Cracked pepper.
Yeah.
That and Smith's Original and veggie chips. That's all B.
Yep.
Okay. C, barbecue Smith's and salt and vinegar Smith's. And D, burger rings, Smith's cheese and onion, and Twisties chicken.
Okay.
Definitively the
I'm
right
pretty happy
answer.
with that. I'm pretty happy with that.
I think it makes sense.
We agreed with the majority of the things there, like that we threw on. You know what I mean? Like we're pretty confident about everything there.
Yeah.
So I reckon what we could do, hopefully, is we'll share it and get people's feedback.
Absolutely.
We'll see what they think. Maybe we can share the link and see if get other people to do it and send theirs in. That'd be cool.
I would like to see other people's opinions, even though
they're wrong. I'm curious to see what you guys think about.
And we won't agree with them.
We've discussed at length how awful your guys' opinions are normally, but that's okay.
That took What was it?
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Nice. That was good.
Fucking hell.
Thanks for setting that up, Michael.
Maybe we need to do more stuff like that to fill some
We'll
time
do a
in the
ship tier
podcast.
list next.
I'm gonna edit this and I'll listen back to that whole thing, and there's a good chance it's just incoherent mess.
Yes. Put that there.
Because we know what we're talking about.
Yes.
I feel like Catherine's gonna be like, "What the fuck is happening?"
Apologies to all our American listeners, because that's, even though there's only 2 of them, but that would be really hard to make sense. They're
follow.
like, what's a kettle? Anyway.
Don't you boil water?
They one chip though that I think should be included in there. I don't know if they're kettle, but the sour cream and lime,
sour cream and onion,
sour cream and onion,
sour cream and chive
packet. But I don't
thins.
know thins.
They're thins.
Yes, the thin ones.
Yeah, okay. I did see them.
Good.
I saw
like
them
those.
when I was image searching, but I didn't add them in.
Okay. That's my like. I'd put that in like A or S, and that's like a bit of a controversial opinion, so I'm happy to stand by it.
Okay.
So if anyone disagrees, don't listen anymore.
Yeah, they're okay. I like them. What's next?
All right, Michael. So I got a haircut today. Do you like it?
So you got it today?
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like a week-old haircut.
Oh, thanks.
No, that's good, because like haircuts are always the best a week later.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
agree.
mean? It kind of takes you a bit to grow into one.
When especially a guy gets a haircut straight away, sometimes it can be like, oh, and then you give it a week, and it's like, oh, that's not that bad, because it sort of just goes back to what you want. Now, it's the worst haircut I've ever had. Easily.
What did you ask for?
Now,
Did you ask for a mullet?
Let me. No. Oh, yes.
Short sides, long top and back. Basically, is what it is.
Of it.
Okay.
Wet.
Okay.
Because all right, this is what happened.
I can imagine what it looks like wet.
So, I was like, all right, I'm going to get a haircut. All right. Okay. Yeah. So I turned up.
I feel like haircuts are one of our most reoccurring
that's what I'm saying.
Topics on this
that's
show.
What I was thinking about today. I talk about my hair a lot. But anyways, I went and I was with a friend of mine at the gym beforehand, and I was like, I was going to get the whole thing sort of like evened out and get rid of the mullet.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, should I do it? He's like, no, keep it. So I was like, all right. So I just went to the Menai barbers. I'm calling them out because this is just the worst thing that's ever happened to my life. I went and then I'm like, look, bro, I just want like keep the mullet. Can you just like give me a 3 on the sides and like just leave the rest? He's like, yeah, cool, no worries. Doing it, and I can tell this guy's just taking big chunks out, and I'm like, anyways, and then he wet the top and he brushed it forward. And he's like, how do you usually style it? And I usually have like a front fringe that I've had for a little while. Yeah. And I was like, sort of wanted to maintain that. Yeah. Now I can't. It's all up, and I'll show you why.
I can see why you can't rock the fringe now.
Yes, because of this. Let me show you the photo first. How awful is that?
It's going on the Instagram for sure.
That's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
For anyone that
so
might
what
not
happened
see
was he brushed it forwards. And he's like, I'll take a little bit off so it's not in your eyes anymore because it was quite long. I'm like, yeah, like cool, like, you know, just take a little bit off. I didn't think he'd put a bowl on my head and just cut across it. That's not what he did. But he stood in front of the mirror so I couldn't see what was going on. And he went snip, snip, snip. And I'm like, is this guy cutting it like straight? And then he looked away and bro, I was this close to crying. I was like, what did you just do to my hair? And he goes, all good? I'm like, yep. I was like, oh bro, I was this close to just being like, stop touching my hair. I'm done. Like, stop cutting it. I was like, this is it. I was about to have a mental breakdown in the barber. So I paid for it. And then luckily he like blow dried a bit and like sort of shushed it up and it didn't look too bad.
Right.
But it was the worst thing, and it sucks because I hop in the shower now and it all goes forward.
The photo looks like, if you've ever seen those videos of young kind of girls trying to cut their own bangs.
That's exactly what it looks
like.
And
what they do is they wet it and they brush it down flat, and then they've cut it at the right height according to it being brushed down and wet.
Yeah.
But then it's actually much shorter once it dries out, kind of thing. That's kind of what Sean's hair
that's
like.
that's exactly what it looked like. And I think
not good.
I think what he I guess interpreted it as have you seen those guys with mullets where they like sort of cut the fringe like that?
Yeah,
it's meant to look like that.
Yeah.
But I never said that. All I said was just do the sides. And because I just come from the gym, like my hair was a bit messy, so it was a bit all I wanted was that, and then I was going to see how I went.
That's funny.
And it was just the worst thing, and it sucks. And then now I have to wear it up. Like, it doesn't look too bad.
It doesn't look too bad now.
And then I think I'm just going to get rid of the mullet now because I'm not a big fan of it. But
okay.
So I'm calling them out. Don't go to the Menai barbers.
I still think you should rock a buzz cut.
It's the worst thing ever. Look, I was this close to going home and just shaving the whole thing off because it looked awful. If this didn't look good when I put it up, like it was gonna be all it for me. I was just gonna rock up with a shaved head and then But anyways, that's enough haircut talk. But the people will probably see the photo. We'll probably put up on
we'll put it up on the story or something maybe.
And
yeah.
You can just see how embarrassing it looks. But anyways,
I didn't get a haircut this week, but I did get a septum piercing.
Oh, you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
So my mum doesn't know.
No.
My dad saw it. So anyone with a septum piercing might know. You can just fold it up into your nose.
Can you explain to the people what a septum piercing is?
So
whereabouts in the penis is it located?
Right above the ball sack.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So your nose, if you pinch between your nostrils, that little bit of like skin part, and you pull out.
Yeah.
Like you pinch it and pull out, you can feel that it like hollows out between the cartilage and the flesh. That's where the piercing goes through. That like where it kind of hollows out. Yeah, it's a bit weird. So I got a septum piercing. I've always seen people with them and thought they looked really good, and I thought it would suit me and my face. So I decided to get one. Really liking it so far. It's kind of hard not to touch and gets a bit irritated, like any piercing or what does if you accidentally touch it or bump it.
Yeah.
But my golly, the most uncomfortable feeling on earth. Like I was like fully crying. Not so much from pain.
Just like you just get teary.
Have you ever like popped a pimple on your face and it makes you sneeze?
Yeah.
It's like that feeling of like, I don't like this. Get away.
How some of them really sting when you do it, and it's like, God.
It was like that.
Yeah.
So when that goes through, it's like it kind of stings for a bit, and it's not so painful, but it just feels uncomfortable because it's on your nose, basically. And then you start sneezing. The sneezing comes very soon after. And technically you're not meant to do any under the mask piercings yet, according to the government. But
oh really?
But the place I went was doing it on the down low. So I went, and then
why don't you tell us where you went, Michael, on the podcast?
I don't want to get them in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, with all the cops that listen to our show. But very uncomfortable.
So
it's just the worst. But you've had your ears pierced before, haven't you?
Both sides, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not a big fan of ear piercings. Like, I don't think I could suit it.
I don't know.
I'm also not a big fan of you.
Okay.
As a person.
Yeah, fair enough.
I hate your character.
Yeah, there you go. But because you asked in one of the group chats or whatever, you were like, "Oh, does anyone want to hang out or something?" I forgot what you asked.
Yeah, I was like, "Anyone want to go to the pub?"
Yeah, and I said, with Michael, no thanks.
No thanks. No one said yes, basically, within the first hour. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll go get my septum pierced anyway.
That's my bad. But anyways, and then he's like, okay. You literally said, never mind. I'm going to get my septum pierced.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely he's taking the piss. And they uploaded a photo in the group chat of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, interesting.
Fair enough.
Now, it's very big. My sister got the exact same thing. It's very like long. But once you like replace them with other ones, I feel like they do look better.
Yeah, definitely. And at the moment, you need to get a horseshoe at this beginning
because I think it needs to space it out.
It needs to like.
It's the same thing happened with when I got my ears pierced. You need to have that specific one. Yeah.
Yeah.
For a while.
So they give you the horseshoe, and I can fold it up. That's how I've kept it a secret from my family. Although my dad did notice. I was on my way out, and I kind of walked past him in his bedroom. I was like, "All right, see you, Dad." And he goes, wait, I need to ask you something. And I was like, oh, shit.
Were you scratching your nose the whole time?
I was playing. Yeah, I was just kind of like, I was looking away from him out the front door. And I was like, oh, okay. And I looked over my shoulder back, and he was like, what's that in your nose? I go, oh, nothing. And then he just kind of smiled and laughed and then shut the door behind me.
You gotta try these things.
But then the next time I came downstairs, I just had it out because he'd already seen it.
Yep.
And he goes, you're a pelican.
That's fair enough.
You let someone put a hole in your body. And I was like, oh, when you put it like that, it sounds weird.
That does sound really weird. I've had 2 holes when you put it that way. That's really weird.
I was like, yeah, it's a bit strange. But to be fair, my older brother, my parents growing up were very anti-piercing, anti-tattoo. They just think it doesn't look good, personally, for them, their taste, their old school tastes. And my oldest brother, he came home when he was like 18. He'd finished high school with an eyebrow piercing. And my mum gave him the silent treatment for like...
How long was it?
2 days before my brother felt bad and wanted to talk to my mum. So he took it out. So it lasted 2 days.
Interesting.
So I don't know. Mum might hear this, but are you going to
keep it a secret from her for this long?
Well, my older brother anyway went overseas and he got his ears pierced and a little spacer put in. So he has a little like widened spacer. I think it's only like 2 mil wide or 3 mil diameter.
Yeah.
But it's there nonetheless. Yeah. And my parents, when he came home, he showed them and they were a bit like, oh, don't like it, but at least it's your ear, not your face kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
And then my middle brother got a tattoo. So I think they've been worn thin a little bit.
Yeah.
And now it's my opportunity to strike.
That's when you just went for it. I think tattoos are a bit different. Piercings. Like, can you see the hole in my ear just from where you're sitting?
No. Like, looking at you... Oh, I can if I'm looking at it, but not if I'm trying to, I wouldn't notice it otherwise.
You can't really notice it too much. And especially with that, if you ever want to take it out permanently, it's a hole in your nose. You're never going to see it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
It'll never be seen. Plus, I can fold it up out of the way.
Correct.
So...
if you want to keep it.
Yeah.
Is that why you went for that one specifically?
Basically, yeah. So I could, like, in a professional environment, you might want to hide it or something.
I'm curious if it would fall out. Like fall back down, like you fold it up and it just keeps going.
No, it stays there, like because your nose it's quite wide at the front where you fold it past, and then inside it's quite narrow, so it's almost loose on the inside, but it can't fall back past that point. Yeah, it's a little bit uncomfortable to get it between those 2 points, like push it past up into it. But no, it's okay. Just got to make sure your hands are clean so it doesn't get infected or whatever. Early on, at least
when you take it out.
No, maybe not. It'll be right. No, because when sometimes I can slide it through, and it feels fine at the moment. So,
well, Interesting, Michael. We'll see how that progresses.
Little septum piercing. I probably won't put a photo up because my mom follows this on Instagram.
That's true.
More likely to see the photo than to listen to this.
That's okay.
Although she does sometimes.
I'm curious to see. I'll bet the one episode she listens to would be this one.
Probably.
She goes, knowing my, I haven't heard from you guys.
Knowing my luck.
And then,
knowing my luck.
You're like, Michael.
It was like that moment where I sent a photo to my mum saying I got a tattoo and it was the sleeve. I've told this story on the podcast before, but basically we had a fancy dress party.
We had a party and the theme was festival.
Festival theme.
And you and me went as security guards.
Security guards. Super easy outfit. We got some like fake tattoo sleeves that you'd get at a costume shop. Yep. Slipped them up over our arms. Black polos, black pants. Polo,
black pants.
Super easy.
Black shoes or whatever.
Anyways, in like a kind of blurry, not good quality photo, the sleeve actually kind of looks real.
The sleeve looked real.
And it gave me an idea of what I'd look like with the sleeve, which is, not gonna lie, pretty good. Pretty fucking hot, you know? But, you know when you look at yourself, you're like, God damn.
We were getting a lot of compliments. They were like, it actually looks good.
Looks good.
And then like the fabric was quite light, so it sort of matched my actual skin tone. So it sort of did look like
stretched out a bit.
It sort of looked like I had those tattoos.
Yeah, but like I sent a photo to my mum, a selfie with just like the top of the tattoo sleeve in the frame, and the rest like it was tucked up under my shirt, so it looked like it just kind of came on, was on my arm.
It looked real.
And I sent it to her and I said, just letting you know while you're away.
They were away
I got a tattoo, so you have time to process it before you come home and you're upset.
Yeah.
This is a prank message because I didn't actually have a tattoo. Yeah. But mum freaked out because she couldn't see the photo. I sent it to my dad.
Yes.
And she couldn't see the photo because she didn't know his password on his phone. And my dad was out, so all she could see was a message saying, "Hi, just letting you know I got a sleeve." I said a sleeve, and then that's it. And then an image, but the image, she couldn't see the image. So she starts freaking out thinking it's real. Yeah. Rather than thinking like, oh, geez, that's a lot of tattoo for a first tattoo kind of thing. Yeah. And she rings me and she's like really upset. Yeah. And I was like, I'll put it on loudspeaker in front of everyone. And then I could see how upset my mum was. And I went along with it just for a second, but then everyone was like, bro, no, you got to stop. It's so this is rough to be around.
Why would you do that? She was really upset, but you kept going. You were like, oh, I've always sort of wanted one, mum, you know? And I'm like, dude, stop. Like this poor lady. And then I think he took her off speaker and walked away. I was like, Mum, I'm just joking.
Yeah, I was like,
it's fake. It's not real. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I feel like that's probably every mum's reaction when you get one of those, but they do look good. Yeah. So it's sort of like, I don't know. Tempting a little bit.
I don't see myself committing to a tattoo ever. I just think I'm too indecisive. I used to want one, but
I'm the same.
Yeah, like every idea I've had and I've been sure about or thought I was sure about,
I'd only get one if there was something really passionate to me, like that I know. Not that I'm not passionate about anything, but like I'm not going to get like a soccer ball on me. Like if I was in the army or something, or I don't know, something a bit more important. Yeah. Then I'd do it.
If you were in the Olympics, would you get the Olympic rings?
Yeah,
a lot of them do. Yeah, pretty cool.
Like something like that would be a bit more important. But anyways, what do you got, Ron? You got phone everywhere.
Yeah, I don't like taking my phone everywhere.
Okay.
I like disconnecting.
Yeah.
But now, because of freaking COVID, you have to check in everywhere you go. And you also have to show your double vax card, like your double vax certification on your phone. And so I used to love just like if I needed to duck to the shops, I'd leave my phone here to kind of just give myself a bit of break.
Yeah.
And even the silence in the car, because I won't put on music if my phone's not there because I hate the radio.
It's good.
It's just good for the brain to disconnect for a bit. But because I need to carry it everywhere with me now,
to sign in,
I'm finding it really difficult to find that time to like disconnect from it in my day to day without having to like go for a walk outside kind of thing. It's just really like, I just feel like I'm constantly on my phone, constantly having to pull it out. I don't know. I usually like leaving it in my pocket.
Be that person that rocks up and then signs in with the piece of paper that all the places have.
Nah.
You can do that.
But I'll never do that. That's
the new low.
That's for plebs.
I do that when I take the dog for a walk, and I used to listen to music sometimes, but I just like completely nothing.
Just silence.
Just nothing on me, no wallet, and I just walk the dog, and that's the way of disconnecting. Yeah. So I agree. I think it's important to sort of just
disconnect.
Yeah, just put it away.
But I just wanted to bring it up because I'm like, it's really. It's
Hopefully,
not like, it's not as big of a deal as I maybe make it sound, but it feels like every time it happens, I'm like, oh, I gotta grab my phone.
Yeah.
It's just really annoying.
I do the same thing when I work, because I work on my like feed a lot. I leave my phone just like in the back dock desk, and I just don't have it for hours because I just don't like. I don't like checking the time very often, so that's why. And I don't like it when it vibrates and stuff when I'm doing things because it just sort of like disconnects me from just like the flow, I guess. That's
yeah.
But I definitely agree. Hopefully we don't have to keep signing into places for too much longer, but I feel like that's going to be...
I feel like it might be a while at least.
It's going to be a while, yeah.
But, vaccination rates are now 80%, so things are opening back up, which is good. Good fun stuff.
I've got a good idea, Michael.
Okay.
Yeah, this is really smart. This is going to make us millions. I wonder how many ideas I've spoken on this podcast about like certain things
that are going to make us millions.
About millions and millions of dollars, but maybe not that many millions. But it's
at least a few.
It probably wouldn't be an app. I just want like Apple or someone to just incorporate it.
Okay.
It's to do with your alarm in the morning.
Right.
Now, I'm the type of guy that if I need to get up at 7, I've got an alarm at 7, I've got an alarm at 6:50, 6:40, 6:30. I got like about 10 alarms on.
Right.
Now, there's two reasons why. One, because I obviously have a fear of just missing my alarm. And two is if I have to get up early in the morning for work, and obviously, no one likes to get up early, the phone goes off and I'm like, I've got work. Oh, it's so annoying. Oh, but at least I can sleep for another half an hour. So then it's like a little bit, it's like a slow
10 minutes till your next alarm goes
off. It's like a little bit less stressful.
Yeah.
Instead of just like waking up and being like, I gotta get out of bed now.
Gotta go kind of thing.
Or I could just like hop on my phone and just like slowly get out of bed.
Slowly wake up.
But the most annoying thing is when you're actually awake. So you've gotten up and then you have about like another 6 alarms still to go. And you keep forgetting about them. So you're brushing your teeth and your alarm keeps going off. Or you've gone down to make a coffee and your alarm's going off upstairs. You have to run upstairs.
Yeah.
I just want a system in place where you can tell the phone, all right, I need to get up at 7, put like 10 alarms on at 10-minute intervals. And then when you're awake, you can say, hey, I'm awake, turn them all off.
That's already there.
No, it's not.
If you set an alarm, you can set your sleep button to however long you want. So you can do like 5-minute sleep intervals. Yeah. So just if it takes you that long to get up, you set an alarm for 6:30.
Yeah.
For a 7 o'clock wake up.
Yeah.
And then you just press sleep, and then every 10 minutes it'll go off again. And then when you finally do get out of bed, you press stop.
But we have different phones, so yours might be a bit different. No, I swear it isn't. Maybe it is.
I almost guarantee that. So your $1 million idea, right?
Where is it, man? Show me where it is.
Look at it. So if I set an alarm, I can do. You can set snooze to be on.
Yeah, okay. That's different, bro. I don't want to snooze because snooze.
Well, what's the difference between snooze and turning it off?
Snooze, you can't set the time intervals. Snooze is always 7 minutes.
On my phone, you can.
Which is weird, right?
What's wrong with 7 minutes?
Why 7 minutes? I was talking to this about someone and I was like, why is snooze 7 minutes?
5 minutes is too short.
It's 5 minutes too short, but is it like if I sleep in for 8 minutes, am I sleeping or am I snoozing?
I don't know.
So this is where our app comes in, Michael, the one that we're going to make.
Maybe it takes like 8 minutes to get into deep sleep again. So the idea is that you don't.
You reckon there's some scientific reason behind it?
Maybe. Anyways. Well, what's like the scientific reason to,
what?
Use children to make your devices? It's cheaper.
I don't think there's any.
Do you think?
I think it's just monetary. I think it's just cheaper. Yes.
Do you think they're like, look? We need
scientifically
we're getting in trouble. We need to put some research out there. Why is it good for children to work in?
That's a sketch idea.
Sweatshops. Apple funds
paper that
research paper backing up child sweatshop labor.
Showing the benefits of child sweatshop.
It'll be like new paper funded by Apple.
Yeah.
Shows children like working in sweatshops.
Yeah. Like child's happiness improved by harsh labor. It's like you remember when we were a kid in primary school?
Yeah.
And they had you had to make like expositions and like you have to write. You remember what they're called, like expositions and essays or whatever?
Yep.
But you had to write an argument for and against something that's really bad.
Yeah, like a discussion.
Like a discussion.
We used to call them discussions.
I think
or
it was
like
discussions,
debates or
but
whatever.
it's like you had to say something positive about junk food being in the canteen, and you're like, I don't know. You're like,
makes me happy,
or something like that. Like it's just really, really hard to do that.
Or like you might say like junk food's cheaper, so you had to try and argue. School uniform was always the freaking topic that came up. I can't even explain how many times
junk food at the canteen, and there's usually one about like cleaning up. I don't know.
It's stuff that kids can relate to. You know? Speaking of sketch ideas, though.
You pulled up yours?
I've got 2 for this week.
Okay.
Tinder.
Yeah.
To release a revolutionary new vaccine to stop people catching feels.
Wow. That's a great idea. Keep their app in cycle. I like that.
Yeah, because, you know, you gotta feed the beast.
You gotta keep it going.
To make the money off it.
That's 100% correct.
Now this one.
Yeah.
Imagine this like a news article.
Yeah.
Who invented pyramid schemes? Aliens or slaves?
Very nice.
Very
good.
Very good.
I like them.
Yeah.
Now that you've brought these up onto the podcast, like these sketch ideas, I'm like throughout my day thinking of them.
Do you kind of see and
just
notice
then
them
there was
a little
one. I was
bit?
like, hey, that's a sketch idea. That's a good one.
Yeah,
where it's like they just keep coming up. I don't have any written down,
No,
but
good.
it's good.
Usually, it's a case of Lyndall and I will be talking. Just a girl I know.
Okay.
And Lyndall and I will be talking, and so like one of us will make a bad pun or joke about something.
You a bad pun?
No, well, she does them too, and then it's just enough to be like, there's like some humor in that, and then you just have to word it correctly, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Like the Hail Mary hailstorm damages like joke. It was just came from us talking about like how Catholics weirdly worship Mary and other sects of Christianity don't. They don't care about Mary. And I was like, well, the worst part about Mary is the storm damages. And Linda was like, what? And I had to explain my joke, of course, because I operate on such a high intellectual level compared to her.
Really? Do you?
Yeah. But yeah, it was funny. And then, whatever. But
yeah, whatever.
That's usually like, it usually just starts with a bad pun.
Yeah. We have gossip this week, don't we? We're not going to get into it now.
We do have gossip. It's not too long of gossip, but
how rude.
It is
but didn't we hear from our other American listener about
colleges? Now, I don't know if we talked about colleges last week.
It was last week because we were talking about frats.
We were.
And we thought they were really weird.
Okay, yeah, well,
I think I saw you were messaging and I
yep. So we have some...
brutally didn't read it. But
No. It was so interesting to me.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it. All right, you got it? Jasmine.
Wow. You want to read it out? That's a long one.
Yeah, so goodness. It was basically just a discussion. So we were talking about...
it was like fraternities and like frats.
Yeah, so I forget what we asked about it, but we're like, is it really kind of like that?
Is it culty?
Because it's a bit weird, just a bit strange.
It's a little strange.
And Jasmine has said, I might be able to answer any questions about sororities and fraternities. I went through sorority rush.
What's that?
So rush is like
one?
initiation. So it's basically, I think they changed it from hazing to call it rush. Because hazing became like pretty bad. Like, it's basically
controversial,
bullying. Yeah. She went through her first year of college, but decided not to join in the end. I have a theory that most college/clubs and extracurriculars have some form of light hazing, even if they aren't a frat, but can only speak of what I ended up joining.
Okay.
So she like every club does some sort of like initiation.
What was her
weird?
Does she mention what she had to do for her hazing period?
I don't think I asked. I said, please do tell us everything. What did you have to do? Why did you not join? It's kind of a long message, but I'll just read it out word for word. And Jasmine says, okay, sorority recruitment was right at the beginning of the school year, so I wanted to rush to meet new people.
Gotcha.
Huge disclaimer that some colleges are more intense with the fraternities and sororities, and Jasmine's was relatively tame.
Okay.
So I don't think it was a massive college.
Okay.
Rush was a long weekend where we spent about 10 hours each day in orientation parties, all right, and selection. Not sure how it works with COVID, but we were all running around campus in dresses and heels in the heat of summer to houses without air conditioning. So it was a pretty miserable and everyone ends up sick. So it's just a bunch of like parties, I guess. The clapping and chants that we talked about are totally real.
Wow. That's strange.
Yeah, it's real strange. I think it's the first day where they basically yell at you before you enter the house. So they've been yelled at.
Wow.
Violent. This blows my mind.
Yeah.
When the sororities are preparing for a rush, they have to learn the chants, get matching outfits for the hundreds of members, prepare the house, and train on how to evaluate people rushing.
Oh so my goodness.
When you become a member, you got to like...
Then you have to judge the next lot of people.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
My God. What if you don't make it? Are there people that just don't make it?
Yeah, I think so. Or people that drop out. Enough. I bet there's lots of people that want like the idea of it, and then they realize this is fucking insane. That's like, what am I doing?
What about those poor people that like got like heat stroke and then couldn't do it, and then they're like, oh, but I still want friends. Too bad you're not good enough, or something like that.
You can't join Alpha Beta Kappa.
Yeah, something like
loser.
That. You loser.
I finished and got a bid to join one of the sororities, but chose not to because of the cost. This guy I found really interesting because I hadn't really thought about this.
Cost.
Jasmine says it was going to be thousands of dollars on top of regular college expenses, and it wasn't worth it to me. I did end up joining a co-ed business fraternity and played rugby for a season, and both still had a version of initiation and social events that mirrored sororities and fraternities. So like...
Paying for it?
Well, they're in a house. They have to rent the space.
Oh yeah.
Who would own the house? Like I don't think the college.
Yeah, I thought it was just like a club that meets up after.
Well, class. I think it goes towards everything because like sororities and frats often throw parties and go to parties. So you have expenses around like throwing parties, like music or speakers or buying things, damages to the house.
That's like
maintaining
not thousands of dollars.
Yeah, well, accommodation per every year is thousands anyway. That's so you're basically renting, and then. I think also you got to pay for like extra outfits and fucking backing tracks to your weird clappy culty stuff. Who knows? But I said I can't even express how strange that all is. There is nothing like that in Australia that I know of. And Jasmine said that's definitely a good thing. It's a silly system. It feels like a cult.
Yeah, well... Yeah, is that it?
There's a bit more. I'll basically like summarize it. I basically said I think American colleges really try and sell the college experience in quotes. Like they really try and sell that idea of like this is what college is.
It's different.
It's like it's its own separate thing.
To entice people to go.
Whereas uni in Australia is kind of viewed as a second job. Like you do meet people, but there aren't really parties or clubs except for the joint universities like teams. Yeah. So say you might join the robotics team or
that's
join
the
soccer team or something.
There was uni clubs where you go like there's like an electrical engineering club and you're like, but that's like I said, there's no house, there's nothing involved.
No,
there's not even you just sign up or you might have to pay like a $20 fee.
And most people go to universities that are close to them anyway. So it's like unless you live in the country, it's pretty rare that you travel really far or live.
There's no clubs.
There's not really clubs or parties. Yeah. Like there might be parties, but not in the same way that there are in America.
No.
And I said because I've heard the cost of college in America is very different to Australia. It's way more expensive.
Yeah.
But I was curious. I said, how much does your degree cost? Because the most expensive degrees in Australia are about $15,000 a year.
Yeah.
So that's like medical school and stuff. Like they're quite expensive. I think medical school's quite a lot in Australia, but. I said, which is $11,000 US. And Jasmine basically said her first year was probably $20,000. And the years after that were just the school and $12,000 plus housing. So she's just paying $12,000 US, which is more than our degrees anyway for housing. And
that's in American.
And she's not, in American dollars. And these aren't, and she guessed that housing was another $10,000 per year.
Okay.
So she's paying $22,000 a year to go to college.
That's a lot, yeah.
She's just crazy to me.
That's crazy.
Those numbers go up for private schools and if you go to school outside your home state. So I think you pay a premium to go to other states' schools.
Understandable.
But also I think like the size and the fame of the school, like say Harvard will be
a little bit more
up there. Yeah. Harvard's in America, right?
Yes.
I'm thinking of Oxford that's in the UK.
Yeah.
So yeah, Harvard's like Harvard will be like crazy high kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty
crazy.
Pretty crazy.
I didn't read that, so that's good.
Yeah.
But and then she's like, "That's light." Oh yeah, that's not that.
Yeah.
But like running around in it, that sounds like fun, but it also sounds a little crazy. Just a little crazy.
I think the idea of putting people through tests to see if they can join some exclusive club is the most like elitist bullshit.
Yeah, it just sounds
really anyone
weird.
Could come up with.
It just seems like
it just sounds so
it just
wrong.
Seems bad for those who actually wanted to like hang out and just find some friends, and it's like, oh, you can't do this one thing, so you're not in.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't know how rarely people don't get let in, or maybe it's just like if there's, I don't know if it's like an actual test, like if you fail you're out, or if it's like you have to do this and it's like you give it your best shot and you get in anyways, sort of thing.
It sounds like a bunch of primary school kids.
Yeah.
And one of them wants to join their group of friends, and they're like, well, if you want to join our group of friends, you have to do this.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to go and punch that person in the face.
Oh my God.
Or something. You know, like it just seems so immature and dumb. But
I understand.
Anyways.
Yeah. That's cool.
All phone chargers are going to be the same.
Yeah.
Are they? Is that in the EU? Just in the EU?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they came out, the European Union, I don't know, it was a couple of weeks ago, and they said, yeah, all phones need to use the same standard, pretty much.
That's so
iPhones use their own charger, Lightning.
Yep.
And a lot of, I think the majority of the other ones use USB-C, so they're going to have to probably change. Which is going to be weird, because it's like, are they only going to spell are they only going to make and sell an EU-specific iPhone that has USB-C, and then everywhere else is just going to be, or is it just going to be
I don't know.
Just cheaper just to use USB-C?
I thought the newer iPhones had USB-C.
No, they're all still Lightning.
They're all still Lightning.
Yeah.
Okay. I wonder, why have they done this? Is it to combat like waste? Or is it to combat
I think it's to combat waste. I think it's something to do with
consumer like,
because there's really no
politics.
Point they use Lightning other than the money. Like,
it's to get people to buy their chargers.
Like,
basically.
their iPhones don't come with chargers now. Like, if you buy a brand new iPhone, it doesn't come with a wall charger in it anymore. You just get the phone. And it's like, stupid. They're like, we're doing it to save waste. And it's like, what?
Well, I guess if you have
to buy the charger separate, you still have to use the... Anyways, I guess they're assuming that you already have one at home, so there's no point throwing in another one.
I think also, like, phones these days, almost as quickly as, like, the next generation comes out, there's a faster charger anyway.
Yeah.
So it makes no sense to want to keep your old charger if you can get a faster charger with your new phone kind of thing.
It's just like, they should just give two options. Here's an iPhone without a charger. Here's an iPhone with a charger. But this is like a couple dollars extra.
Yeah.
So if you already have one at home, you're like, it's cool. I'll just grab the one without one. It should just be an option.
My phone is a Galaxy, Samsung Galaxy A51, and it has a USB-C charging port.
Yeah.
And I use my brand new MacBook charger to charge this up.
Yeah.
Because it just can. It's just USB-C. And it charges so quickly because that's super quick charging too. Yeah. Those new MacBooks, though, are crazy. I've got the one with the M1 chip.
Yeah, that's right. You got one of the newest ones.
I was just on a Word document the other day, just doing a bit of Word document stuff.
Bit of typing.
Not really much internet browsing, whatever. I might have looked up the definition of a word I wanted to use or something. You do that. But I was on it for probably an hour. It legit said 98% battery left after having it 100%. I used 2% of a battery in an hour. It was amazing.
Apple came out and said that every time you update your iPhone, the battery capacity goes down on purpose.
Yeah.
Because
it's to make up for performance.
So like they've said it and they're like, yeah. And then I think what they also started to do was you could actually take your iPhone and get a new battery. You can do that at Apple, but it costs a lot of money.
I believe in Apple's settings now they have an option of like, do you want to sacrifice battery for performance or like yes or no?
Vice versa. Yeah.
And so your battery, it's because basically as they give updates, it takes more processing power to maintain the operating system. Yeah. And so the battery won't last as long if you're trying to push it to like maximum capacity.
Yeah, because batteries deteriorate, unfortunately. So that's one of the things. But Yeah. Interesting times. We'll see what happens. You know? Yeah.
It's good. I think it's kind of a good thing that
it's kind of a good thing.
Like government governing bodies are stepping in and being like, look, guys, you can't go.
You don't have
can't go crazy.
You don't have a very good valid reason to do this.
Yeah.
So like, how about
it's literally just greed.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. So stop being a bunch of fools.
I haven't got this written down, but it's something I was going to talk about. Do you ever look at food videos online and you just think there's no need for that? Like it's too gross. Like it's just gluttony, basically.
Like what example?
Like a burger and they just pour cheese on top of the burger. I'm like, that doesn't make the burger better kind of thing.
When you know those places that you can go to and you buy the food and you dip it in cheese? That doesn't make me. I don't
get it. I think it's a very American thing, like the cheese. There's on everything. There's places
here in Sydney that do it because I remember a friend of mine went and it was really good.
I like loaded fries and stuff like that, but that's like it's not much cheese kind of thing. It's just it's enough to make it good. But when you start getting to the point where you're adding shit just for that. Just for the reasons. The fact that you can make like the grossest, fattiest burger.
Just to make it seem a little different.
Might taste good for like 3 bites before you have a heart attack. Yeah. But I don't know. It just always grosses me out. I'm like, this is so wasteful, man.
Yeah.
Like, I know the food systems. I think it's pretty much set up that it's impossible to feed everyone, even though we grow enough food too.
Well, the thing is like you said, it's purely for like them being different. Like, we like our burgers are quite disgusting nice, but we need to get people to see it. So let's just throw some cheese on it and make burgers like massive. You know those ones that are just huge. Yeah. It's like it's not even a burger. You can't even eat it.
You ever seen those milkshakes where there's like shit stuck on the outside of the glass?
Yeah.
And you're just like, that's where I grab.
How do I eat this?
No, it's sticky.
If I'm eating something and I literally have to audibly say, how do I eat this? Then there's
something wrong.
It's probably not the best thing to eat anyways.
Have you seen the subreddit called We Want Plates?
Yeah.
Explain it. It's basically a subreddit devoted to pictures of like food that comes in at restaurants or whatever that the restaurant's trying to be different by not serving it on a regular plate. It'll be like a roof tile or like a brick or something
a bit different. Yeah.
Something so like it's just like just give me a plate.
Or like chips that come in like a pot plant or something like
that. Yeah.
And it's like literally like it's just photos of people going, Can I just have this on a plate, please? Like, why is this? It's just so stupid.
Stop trying to be different.
And some of them are so dumb. I'll tell you what, if I pull it up right now, I reckon I can quickly grab it and grab like top all time. And just like...
okay. While you do that, I want to talk about another subreddit that I've been looking at a bit recently because I find it very entertaining. There's a subreddit called Teenagers. And it's just for people that...
You're not a teenager.
No,
what are you doing on there?
I'm not. But I was looking through this subreddit and it is so funny.
Yeah.
It's like... Imagine you talk to basically a bunch of like 14-year-olds about what their biggest issues right now are in life. It's like they make the biggest deals out of the tiniest little things, but it's so cute. It's like I held my hand's crush. I held my crush's hand for the first time today, and everyone's hyping him up in the comments. So it's like, let's go.
I saw one where he's like, I touched boobs or something like that.
Yeah. And they're just, it's just a bunch of teenagers telling other teenagers about their little wins or like their losses or what's going on in their life, and it's very wholesome. Yet also like very cringe sometimes. You're like, oh god,
cringe wholesome. God, Here you go. That's the top all time. Scroll through and describe what you see.
Okay.
To the people.
All right. So this one's captioned: most expensive restaurant I've ever been. Chef literally made the starter in our hand.
So it's a photo of a guy with his hand out.
With his hand out.
On his hand.
And so they've made the starter in the hand, so you eat it off your hand.
That'd be a kind of interesting concept.
No.
Don't think so?
No, not at all. Okay. I don't think so.
Imagine it's really hot. God.
First patio since COVID. Yeah. Maybe that's like a pub.
Yeah.
And this is what I get. I told the owner I was going to post on this sub, and he would bring me and he said he would bring me a sandwich the next time. And it's like a live, it's like a slab of wood.
It's a slab of wood, yeah.
So imagine like a live edge coffee table where it's like the natural shape of the wood.
Or like a dining table.
It's like that, but a little didn't like, it just isn't good.
It's just like, why?
That's why. It's if you got liquid spilling off that burger,
it's soaking into wood, man.
It's going into wood, and it's also not going to stay on the plate. Like when it'll run offwards.
We go to the pub and they have it on those like breadboards. They sometimes do that.
Yeah.
They're not too bad though.
Yeah.
What else you got?
This one is just them basically putting like a meat bone dish.
Oh, I saw that.
With like it's just in the middle of a table.
Just like
it's
table.
It's on the table, so you serve yourself from on the table.
Yeah.
No.
What's that one?
This one's like it's like a taxidermied like skin of an animal.
Ugh.
Made into like a pocket,
and
they put the bread in it.
Yeah, disgusting.
Jesus fucking
Anyway,
Christ.
so that's a pretty funny subreddit.
Yeah. Anyway,
did you want to do the gossip before we end?
Yeah, we'll cover it. Let me pull up the messages from Catherine. So
I've already got them.
Quick update from last week. If you didn't listen, Catherine told us about her boss.
Yes.
From her childcare place that she was working at,
and then the owner had a tattoo of the girl's name that worked there.
Yeah, so there was an 18-year-old employee. The female boss, who's the owner of the place, fell in love with the 18-year-old employee.
She's married, by the way.
Yeah, the boss is married to a man. Fell in love with a female co-worker who's 18. I don't know if I mentioned that yet. She's 18.
Okay.
And to dedicate love, they got a tattoo of the 18-year-old on their body.
Okay.
The boss did.
Interesting.
I said, Catherine basically gave us an update. So she says, so I know about the tattoo because my boss showed it to me. So the boss was loud and proud about it.
Okay.
It was her first tattoo, which makes it way weirder. If she was covered in tats, then I'd get it. You know, it's just like
tattoo.
First ever tattoo. It was the name of her 18-year-old crush.
Yeah.
I worked at the daycare for over a year. She just quit recently, Catherine, this is. And my boss loved to talk about her life. And one time she confided in me that she was in love with the 18-year-old. So this is how Catherine found out. So the boss told her. And then a week later, she got the tattoo. My boss has 2 kids, a 16-year-old daughter and an 18-year-old. So her kid is the same age as her crush.
Nice. Very nice.
Bit weird.
You think so, Michael?
Just a little.
I think it's a little weird too.
And Catherine's I said the fact that it's her first tattoo makes it so much crazier. That would be like dating your kids' friends.
Yeah.
She said, that's what I said, because if she had a sleeve or something, it would be a little bit different. Like it would just be kind of like I don't know, just a bit less weird.
A little weird, yeah.
But the fact that it's the first time is very strange.
That's interesting. Thank you, Catherine.
What would, if you were married to a woman, okay, would you...
Get a tattoo?
No. And your wife of however many years, who you've had 2 children with, got a tattoo randomly one day of a co-worker's name, who's an 18-year-old girl. How would
I break up with them?
I would I think that's my partner's crazy.
That's major red flag.
We need to break up.
There's a difference between getting it as a joke, like co-worker joke. Like if someone drunkenly was like, oh, I just got this person's name on my body and I was drunk, I was stupid, it was a regret. No, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
But this is clearly not that.
It's like a one-sided joke.
This is love.
It's I went and did this thing. No one asked me to.
No one asked me to do it.
But isn't it funny? Haha, look at my tattoo.
Haha, I'm
now stuck with for life.
I'm cheating on you. Oh, okay. How does that...
I don't know.
Were they both together? The young girl?
No.
How did someone just fall in love with them without anything coming back to them?
I don't know.
Maybe the husband's not the best.
Maybe.
Catherine, we need answers. But I don't think she can provide them because this is just we need to know more about their dynamic, and I don't think Catherine knows, which is okay.
Yeah,
which is okay. All right. It's okay.
We'll happily take more gossip about your coke dealing.
Yeah, that's different.
Blowjob receiving. Mother-daughter sleeping.
Oh, nice.
Co-worker.
That's some crazy co-workers, Catherine.
What a man.
Crazy co-workers, Catherine. Crazy co-workers, Catherine. Say that really quiet, fast. Crazy co-workers,
Crazy Catherine.
No, crazy co-workers, Catherine.
Crazy Catherine.
No, that's not it.
So I'd always laugh at those TikToks that are like, mommy, I mean, mommy. They're just, they're really funny. They're good. Yeah, they always get me. Anyways, thank you for listening to the Young Crimes Podcast. My name's been Michael.
My name's been Sean.
You can follow the Young Crimes Podcast on Instagram at the Young Crimes Podcast. No underscores, no spaces, no dots. We'll be posting some pictures of Sean's hair, the tier list, maybe a link to that if you want to give it a go and send it to us.
Go it yourselves. Yeah, that's it. Follow me at Sean_199, Michael MOBY_Dick. That's Moby Dick.
That's it.
And that's it.
That's it.
Bye.
Bye.